Anytime you can get a road win against a division rival at the end of the season when the wins matter, I'll take it.
Welcome back. Let's go! Ah!
Hey everyone, welcome back. Another Ed and Eddie Silver and Blue talk Cowboys all day, every day.
Yep.
And hey man, it feels just like last week.
Right?
Another grit and grimy win. Hey, at the end of the day, you're right. All people are going to remember the wins.
You know what? I like to look at things from the 10,000 foot view. If you would have told me before the season, at this point we'd be 9-4 with no losses in the division, I'd take it.
Yeah, and build a little bit of perspective. Past 2 weeks, we beat a Saints team that generally has had our number over the past 10 years.
Yeah.
And we beat a, Redskin. And we beat a football team that's won 4 straight, that playing at home with their playoff lives on the line.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't just coming to give us this
They beat the
victory.
Bucks a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and so from that perspective, I'm a little bit happy that we did what we were supposed to and we won the game. And we now have an absolute stranglehold on the division.
Hey, I like it. We're basically a win away from sealing the division.
Yeah.
Or isn't it if the Washington football team loses next week to Philly, we win the division? Is that?
I think so, but even so, like with tiebreakers, we get to 10 wins. I don't see a single one of the other teams getting to 10 wins as well.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was my prediction at the beginning of the season. We'd get to 10 wins and win the division, but it's still possible we can get to 11, maybe even 12. You never know.
That was my prediction at the start of the season, so I'm still rolling with it.
Yeah, but without further ado, let's get into the good, bad, and ugly. And I gotta start out, of course. Who else gets the first good?
Micah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Micah Parsons is an absolute stud.
Talk to him.
Oh my god, dude. Every week it just feels like we're finding more and more reasons to become enamored with him.
Dude becomes better every week so far.
And
For a month straight, he's gotten better every week.
And dude is already not only broken, but now is beginning to shatter DeMarcus Ware's rookie sack record.
Yeah. He's already beat Roquan Smith's sacks that he had as a rookie, which was amazing. But he's already beat it 13 games in.
And Jesus, it's not out of the ordinary, or it's not out of the picture to expect that he'll continue to get a sack a game. And just imagine a guy with 16 sacks as a rookie, man.
That's just stupid. I'll actually be surprised if he doesn't. I mean, no one stopped him yet.
No. And those accolades are going to keep coming. The fact that it's already a shoo-in that he's looking like Defensive Rookie of the Year, but now looks like a shoo-in for being a Pro Bowler, maybe second team, first team All-Pro.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely believe he is. I've been saying for 3 weeks straight now, Defensive Player of the Year, it's not out of the question.
No, guy is a stud, and he is becoming the heart and soul of our defense.
Yeah, Myles Garrett's having a great year, but so is Micah with a lot less snaps at edge rusher.
Oh, yeah. Who do you got?
My other good is the other side, Randy Gregory.
Oh, my God.
He was all we could have hoped coming back. Man, just incredible.
That first career interception, too, just that athleticism to break off of that, chop block, tip the ball, interception, and if it wasn't for just a loose, offensive player, it didn't seem that much far out of the ordinary that he would have took it to the house, dude.
Oh, yeah. How many times do you see the edge rushers come in and they'll get a block and they can't quite corral it, but he looked like a DB.
Yeah, and speaking of speed on the defensive end, Dorrance Armstrong, keep it short, keep it simple. That guy's fumble recovery for a touchdown, beautiful.
Yeah.
Our defensive line is looking so deep right now, it's awesome.
It was incredible.
Who else you got for the good?
I'm going to add Naseki and Steele.
Oh, yeah?
Both of them came in unexpectedly, and they did fine. They really did. I don't recall seeing any plays where they just got blown up or whiffed on a block, and I was like, oh, no.
Well, and I will say, too, being a little bit fair for them with Washington's defensive ends all out via COVID, or injury. I think one of their defensive ends, Daniel Wise.
Who?
Yeah. But give them their due. They played against who they were matched up against, and they did fine. I agree.
Yeah. Yep.
Another pretty good revelation on the good was LVE.
Ooh, best game of the year.
Yeah, Van Der Esch was just flying. Like, making really solid tackles, being in the right place. Like you said, Johnny on the spot.
Hey, he was Johnny on the spot all day yesterday.
Yeah, no, he was doing the damn thing. I was very impressed by Van Der Esch.
It was nice to see him show up like that and kind of put some of that stuff behind him because he's been getting a lot of flack lately.
Yeah, and he played a solid game. There wasn't much I saw where I was like, oh, Van Der Esch. Like, nah, he looked solid.
Yeah. One more for the good is Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs was... Yeah. It's Trayvon Diggs.
Oh,
you know, he hold McLaurin to basically nothing?
And, you know, I already know some people, well, he gave up that touchdown. Well, hey, for Sims, that might be the greatest touchdown catch of his whole career. Like,
best one he'll ever make.
If you can basically hold their receiving core to just that, to all they made was the best play of their career, hey, it happened.
That was a great catch.
Oh, yeah.
But how about the coverage? He was right there. He had his arm up in there and everything.
Yeah, it just...
Sometimes you tip your cap.
That was literally the best catch I've ever heard or seen that guy ever make. And you know what? Sometimes you make it. Here's another one. I know it's a little bit controversial, but I actually would say the run game. You know, one of the first games we've had in a while over 100 rushing yards, and I know it's one of those weird stats where it's like whenever we have over 100 rushing yards, we're like 33-4 or something.
Right.
But at the same time, I like that we were able to consistently get a decent run game. You know, with the hobbled Elliott, Hardy, Clement.
Yeah, I actually want them to run a little more. I wish they would have.
I want Dak to run more. But,
oh, goodness, yeah.
And we'll get to that,
We've been saying that for years, too.
Well, I would say that's all the good. Got a few more bad and definitely some ugly this game.
Let's get to the bad. Let me start off. Tyler Biadasz. God bless it. Dude was horrible. Those snaps were going all over the place, and I think that had something to do with Dak's performance as well. We'll get to him later. But Biadasz, not just the snaps, but he was just getting blown up constantly.
Yeah, and you know, it was surprising because I was looking at Pro Bowl votes for like the other day, and somehow he's up there. And maybe it's a product of us being a winning team, but I'm like, I don't know how.
No, I think it's a product of just a bunch of fans sending in votes for Cowboys because there's so many Cowboy fans out there.
It must be, because I was like, gosh,
surely ain't his performance
that good. He's at his best. I've seen him be about average, but yeah like Biadasz, you can't afford to be a bad blocker and have bad snaps. Like,
right? Yeah. Exactly.
Dak is struggling enough as it is. Don't make it harder for him, okay?
What do you got?
Oh, one of my old cult following classics, Anthony Brown. And everybody,
I don't know.
And here is why. Because one, even though he didn't give up any big plays on him, he dropped like 2 picks.
He did.
Dude, that could have just opened up the game even further. And I get it's a little bit of whataboutism, but dude, that deep bomb they had with Kyle Allen to DeAndre Carter, he absolutely burned him, and it was a perfect throw. Like, I was sitting there thinking like, oh God, how did we let the receiver by? Who's that? Oh, it's Anthony Brown. Of course it is.
Yeah.
We were just fortunate that Washington's 4th receiver dropped it.
Yeah, everybody would have been talking about the terrible day Anthony Brown had.
Oh,
he just caught 1 ball. We're going to cut it here and go straight to the ugly because we don't want this video to last for hours. I'm going to start off. Kellen Moore.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I tweeted this and I said, I'm just a dude, okay? I have no football skills. I have no football experience. I never coached. But even I can tell that running up the middle on first down isn't working. And throwing those stupid ass wide receiver screens on 3rd and long over and over again is not working. Kellen Moore, what are you doing? For all that amazing flash we had in the first half of the season, I don't see any of it now.
This almost feels like par for the course, right? Like, how many years have we been saying Moore started out great, so creative, and then he just gets back to his vanilla Jason Garrett style offense. And except this time, he doesn't have Jason Garrett to blame. You know, we don't have Garrett's lackluster play call now. It's just Kellen Moore regressing.
In the last couple games, when they go to the no huddle offense, Dak seems so much more comfortable, and they're moving the ball, and they're up tempo, and everything's a lot more positive. I don't know why they don't do that more often.
Well, and the other thing is, you see those teases and those flashes during the game. When you start putting Lamb in the backfield, a lot of that work. And you know, it's funny. On paper, they're losing both their defensive ends. What should we do? Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we attack their edges? No,
the middle, right?
Well, why do that, Ed? When we can run up the gut in a stacked box on first down.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
It's baffling to me. If someone out there has got some information I don't and can explain this to me, please do, because it's just totally confusing.
You got me. That and a lack of play action and Dak running also has me baffled by Kellen Moore. I don't get it.
And that's hurting Dak too.
Well, speaking of which, another ugly Dak.
Yep, he's got to own it.
I could think of 1,000,001 reasons why he's also struggling. I'm a big Dak supporter. I love Dak. I don't know what's going on with this guy. Maybe the calf injury is hurting him a lot more. Maybe his drops from his receivers are starting to get to him. Maybe the play call. Maybe
this shitty line.
But whatever reason, he's now making throws that I'm stunned with. That pick six to Cole Halcomb, dude.
Yeah.
That was probably the first time I've ever saw Dak and lost faith in
That
him.
was Bobby Carpenter-ish. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. But to me, there's a big difference between a guy playing bad and a guy being bad.
Yeah.
Dak's not a bad quarterback.
No.
Right now, though, he's playing bad. I don't think there's any argument about that. I think we're all in agreement there. Like Junior said, there's plenty of reasons why, but certainly Dak is the majority of the reason. I'm confident, though, he'll clean it up in the next 2 to 3 weeks because he's got a month to do it. Once we get to the playoffs, if he's still playing this way, it's going to be one and done. We all know that. We all know that he has to clear it up, and that's it. I think he will.
I think so too, and I think for Dak it is two-part. You know, one is he tends to go into this hero ball and he tries to do too much, like that throw to Lamb. You know, that's hero ball, Dak. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And the other thing, and it took until the end of the game where I'm like, so he can do that, is his lack of running.
He would be so much more effective if he would run more.
Dude, I mean, that takes out a decent part of his game. I mean, at one point he was averaging 6 rushing touchdowns a season. Like, he is a solid runner, and he's 240. He's not some little brittle quarterback. He can...
1 or 2 read options a game would do wonders for keeping everybody from jumping all over the run constantly when they run it with Zeke.
And not to mention, too, like that very last run at the end of the game, I'm like, oh, so he can run it.
Yeah.
So either it's just bad play calling or coach is telling him not to or what, but it hinders our offense. Like, it really does.
It does. And I said on a tweet right after he did that, I was like, I'm actually half surprised he didn't trip over his own feet. That's the kind of game he had. And, you know, all quarterbacks go through it. I've seen Troy do it. God knows Romo had his share. But right now, Dak's going through something. I don't know what it is, but it's something. It's a lot. It's the line. It's the calls. It's, you know, but a huge part of it's Dak, and I think he'll straighten it out.
I think so too. So let's finish it out, Senior. What was your grade?
My grade is the defensive front in general.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't. I mean, we named them all in the good, but they were just incredible. Dude. You know, including LVE, Gregory, Micah, Gallimore showed up. You know, I mean, first game back. Thank you very much. I'll take that.
You did a 2-for-1 special.
Woo!
I know.
It was awesome.
And here is my grade, because I jump on this guy literally every single video. Greg the Leg. You know, that is another week that he's gone like 4 for 4. And so, hey, if I'm the first one to jump on him when he does bad, I'll be the guy who celebrates when he does good. He's been perfect these past 2 weeks.
He showed up. And two tough road games with playoff implications. Dallas won them both. And he was, you know, perfect on both of those nights.
Amen. So everybody, let us know what you think in the comments below. How do you feel about this? Do you feel good? Do you feel optimistic? Is it kind of a bittersweet victory? Let us know what you think.
Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that like button, because every time you do, an Eagles fan cries.
All right, everybody. See you next week.